It's not always the biggest artists giving us the best music. The underground consistently produces new sounds that end up taking over the industry. X, Uzi, and Yeet are just some names that come to mind. However, right now, I think this style of production could be the next big thing.
I need a girlfriend into me, so I got hit on WhatsApp.
The UK trio of Fimiguerrero, Lancey Foux, and Len just released their new album, Conglomerate. Lancey has been around for years, constantly evolving his sound. He's worked with people like Yeet, and if you had to categorize him, you'd probably put him in the same box as the American rapper. However, Fimi and Len are new to the scene, taking a similar sound but making it their own. Often, this is the case. New sounds taking heavy inspiration from something that's already there, with artists then putting their own spin on it. So to understand this new underground wave, let's start making our own beat. I actually began with the 808s. Benny X, a collaborator of Lancey's and a pioneer of the rage sound, is well known for using multiple 808s and basses in the same pattern. This is a staple of the sound, giving a lot of texture. First, I layered two 808s with lots of high end and distortion. Then, to give it the thump that it needs, I layered a spins underneath as well as a synth bass. This bass line is very common for this sound. It's a 6-5-1 progression. Next, let's work on our melody. In terms of sound selection, look for gritty synths. I picked this preset from Flow State and put in this progression. The first thing to note is that these chords aren't triads. They only have two notes, also known as power chords. Adding triads can take away from the sound we're trying to achieve. Now, this sounds good, but these beats, as you heard on osbatt, are all about texture. So to take it further, I bounced it twice in two different octaves, reversed and chopped them both, giving us this. After that, I wanted to bring more energy. I clicked in a fast arpeggiated melody, but keeping texture in mind, I wanted to process it. Portal is used all over this type of production. However, producers normally just click a preset. Here's how you can make your own Portal effects. First, I usually bring the mix down, then set the pitch to 12 semitones. This is going to make sure everything is in key. From here, it all comes down to taste. I usually start by attaching LFOs to different things and seeing what sounds good. You can change the LFO patterns, even add effects. There's no rules here, so try to be as creative as you can. Eventually, I got something like this. Next, I wanted to keep going with the layers. These types of beats lend themselves to having lots of different elements. I added two more synth sounds, as well as a Yeet style bell. Unquestionably, this sound is fire, but right now it's just a rage melody. So what makes this underground sound different? Well, one of the things is the drums.
All my cards are black.
If you listen to a song like All My Cards, you can hear the hood trap influence with the snare making the beat move. So I first put down this snare and clap pattern. And although a lot of the beats don't use hi-hats, I added a subtle one with an open hat. Now this was like an introduction to the sound. It gets a lot different than just the jerk / hood trap influenced beats. Listen to one of Fimi's older songs.
Me, but the way that I'm walking, the way that my skin is. Okay. I'm in the car trying to fuck me a bad thing, lights out trying to get tongue to my lyrics.
This beat, and melody specifically, is unlike anything I've ever heard. It's got so many textures, and every element makes you think, I never would have thought of that. The whole basis of the track is an ambient textural soundscape. So first, I chose a bell and processed it with a lot of auto chroma, giving the same effect as Portal. Then I wanted to make a textural synth from scratch to show you guys some sound design tricks to make truly unique presets. First, I selected two waveforms and detuned them. Then I added in a noise. This is a great way to give your sounds a grit to them. Finally, I added a low pass filter and automated the resonance using an LFO. Next, I added in a synth pad to give the beat a bit more melodic structure. Another great trick I got from D&D was the use of non-melodic texture. On the one, this white noise sound glides in, which just adds to the soundscape. I use Serum to make something similar. Just add in a noise, attach an LFO to the level, add some effects, and you're done. Now, going back to Conglomerate, there are so many small influences from all around the world. Take Wetmouth, for example.
I know she loving me now, yeah. Before all this money, this girl didn't want me, got stood in.
There are what sounds like some Brazilian funk-inspired vocals, so I added some to our beat as well. Then we have songs like Silhouette and Spanish Guitar. I thought, why not add some guitar to our beat? Now for the drums. Like we've covered already, there are obvious hood trap and jerk inspired influences. However, they don't always use the same trap sounds. They take cleaner, more percussive sounds like rims, giving us something like this. It has an almost Afrobeat feel to it, with the darkness of drill and the catchiness of a rage melody. To finish it off, we have a kick and heavy 808 inspired by Vogue.